Hey, Chicago Fire family, grab a stool at Molly's, pour yourself a cold one, and let's have a serious heart-to-heart. If you're anything like me, you've been riding with Firehouse 51 since the beginning. We've survived the heartbreaking deaths, Ripe Shea and Otis, the roller coaster romances, Looking at You, Stellarite, and the stress of high-rise rescues. But through all the smoke and chaos, there has been one constant, unshakable pillar of comfort in our lives: the friendship between Christopher Herrmann and Randall Mouch McHolland. They are the old guard, the grumpy uncles, the comedic relief, the heart and soul of 51. But I need to be real with you for a second, and I need you to brace yourselves. The writing is on the wall, and the rumors are swirling. As we look ahead toward the storylines building into Season 14, everything points to a massive shakeup that threatens to shatter the one dynamic we thought was safe. Are Herrmann and Mouch heading for a friendship breakup? Let's dive into why this potential feud is keeping me up at night. The end of the couch era. For over a decade, the dynamic was simple. Herrmann was the fiery, loud-mouthed idea man, and Mouch was the steady, sofa-loving voice of reason, usually with his nose in a book or eating a sandwich. They were equals. They sat side by side in the driveway or on the common room couch, complaining about the kids or the white shirts. Chiefs. Here is the problem. That dynamic relies on them being peers. With the departure of Chief Bowden, a wound that still feels fresh, honestly, the power vacuum at 51 has changed the oxygen in the room. We know Herrmann has been tapped as the successor. He is on the path to becoming chief. Imagine this scenario in Season 14. Chief Herrmann is sitting in the glass office. Mouch is still in the common room, or perhaps pushing for a lieutenant spot himself. The moment Herrmann puts on that white shirt, he isn't Mouch's buddy anymore. He's his boss. Can their friendship survive the chain of command? When Herrmann has to write Mouch up, or order him into a building that's about to collapse, or deny a request, that equal footing is gone. The driveway chats change from two friends venting to a subordinate complaining to a superior. That is a recipe for disaster. The ambition clash. Let's not forget that Mouch has been evolving too. This isn't the same Mouch from Season 1. He's been studying. He's been working on his paramedicine skills. He's proving he has plenty of fight left in the tank. What happens if Season 14 pits their ambitions against each other? There is a very real, very scary possibility that the stress of leadership turns Herrmann into exactly the kind of chief they used to mock. We all know Christopher has a temper. He leads with his heart, but he also leads with his volume. If he starts barking orders at Mouch, a man who has been by his side for 20 years, Mouch isn't just going to take it. Mouch is sensitive. He has a huge heart. If he feels disrespected by his best friend, he shuts down. We've seen it happen before on a smaller scale, but with the stakes raised to chief versus firefighter, a small argument could turn into a season-long freeze-out. And frankly, I don't know if my heart can handle seeing them walk past each other in the hallway without a nod. The Molly's fallout. We have to talk about the bar. Molly's is the Switzerland of the One Chicago universe. It's neutral ground. But it's also a business co-owned by these two. If things go south at the firehouse in Season 14, it is absolutely going to bleed into the bar. Imagine the awkward tension of Herrmann trying to manage the books while Mouch silently wipes down the counter, refusing to make eye contact. The magic of Molly's is the banter. It's Herrmann yelling about the ice machine and Mouch making a dry, sarcastic comment that diffuses the tension. If that banter turns into genuine bitterness, the whole vibe of the show changes. The sanctuary where the firefighters go to heal becomes a battleground. And think about the collateral damage. Trudy Platt. Do you really want to cross Mouch and have Trudy coming after you? If Herrmann upsets Mouch, Trudy will make Herrmann's life a living nightmare. That's a war Herrmann cannot win. Cindy Herrmann. She loves Mouch. The families are intertwined. A rift between the dads means awkward barbecues and divided loyalties. Why this hurts us, the fans, so much. Why does this specific potential storyline scare us more than a high-rise fire? Because Herrmann and Mouch represent stability. In a show where characters leave, get divorced, or face tragic accidents, these two have been the North Star. They represent the idea that you can do a hard, dangerous job and still have a brother who has your back, no matter what. They are the work husbands of the century. To threaten that bond is to threaten the foundation of Chicago Fire. It feels like the writers might be thinking, everything is too stable with the old guys. Let's shake it up. Please, writers, I am begging you, don't do it. We need the comedy. We need the old guys versus the youngins subplots. We need the moments where they look at each other and communicate an entire conversation without saying a word. If season 14 strips that away to create dramatic tension, the show loses a massive chunk of its heart. The redemption arc. Holding on to hope. Okay, let's take a breath. I'm spiraling, and I know you are too. Is there a silver lining here? Maybe season 14 isn't about the end of the friendship, but the evolution of it. Best case scenario. The threat is real, the fight happens, and it gets ugly. Maybe they go 3 episodes without talking. Maybe Mouch requests a transfer. Don't panic, I said maybe. But Chicago Fire is, at its core, a show about family. The most powerful scenes are always the reconciliations. Imagine a scene in the season 14 mid-season finale. Herrmann is overwhelmed by the pressure of being chief. He's isolating himself. He's cracking. And who is the one person who can walk into that office, close the blinds, and tell him the truth? Mouch. If the writers are smart, they will use this friction to show that their friendship is stronger than rank. They will show us that even if Herrmann is the boss, he still needs his partner. We might have to endure the pain of a fight to get to the beauty of the reunion, where they realize that no title is worth losing your best friend. What do you think? I need to hear from you. Chaihards. I'm feeling really protective of our favorite duo right now. Do you think Herrmann as chief is a bad idea for their friendship? Would Mouch actually turn on Herrmann if the power went to his head? Are you prepared for a civil war at House 51? Let's sound off in the comments. Vent your frustrations, share your theories, and let's manifest a storyline where they stay best buds forever. Because honestly, I can handle the fires, the explosions, and the cliffhangers, but Herrmann and Mouch not being friends. That is one emergency I am not equipped to handle. Hang in there, Fire fam. We'll get through season 14 together.